A new month, a new week, a brand new Round 2 Wrestling is now available. Thank you for tuning into this brand new podcast here on the 6th of August, 2024. For those of you who don't know, I am SlimmDa KID, and I'm your host with the most wrestling information and the most wrestling news, results, and rumors. That's right. And speaking of rumors, we are going to kick off this brand new Round 2 Wrestling episode how we traditionally do, and that is by listening to the gossip floating around in the world. This is Round 1, the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. Ronda Rousey told TV Insider that Netflix has put in an offer for her biopic and she is working on a second draft right now. The injury keeping AEW/Ring of Honor's Dalton Castle out for the remainder of 2024 is a torn biceps injury and not a concussion as previously thought and reported, says The Observer. Bryan Danielson is legitimately beat up heading into the All In pay-per-view later on this month, with Fightful Select reporting that AEW has, quote, prevented him from participating in some things that were originally planned, end quote, as a result of his ongoing battles with injuries. More rumors about AEW's Bryan Danielson. Earlier this week, AEW star Bryan Danielson filed for a trademark on the phrase, yes, yes, yes. Elijah Holyfield, son of former heavyweight boxing champion Evander Holyfield, took part in the WWE tryouts happening over SummerSlam weekend in Cleveland, Ohio. That from PW Insider, who notes that former Syracuse University football player Atrillion Trill Williams also participated in the tryouts. WrestleNomics obtained public records which show WWE will receive a $5 million grant from the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority in exchange for bringing WrestleMania to the city next year. WWE will also quote-unquote get rent-free use of the Las Vegas Convention Center West Hall. As far as AEW's talks for a new TV deal are concerned, sources at Warner Bros. Discovery told Fightful Select that the exclusive negotiating window between AEW and Warner Bros. Discovery is now closed. The Wrestling Observer newsletter mentions that, quote, most of those we hear are sympathetic, quote unquote, towards Britt Baker after she was actually suspended by AEW following a backstage confrontation with MJF and his real-life girlfriend. That is it. That is the end of Round 1 and a shorter rumor mill this week. However, what we have is both juicy and insightful. Without any further hesitation, let's keep this brand new Round 2 Wrestling episode moving right along. This is Round 2 Pro Wrestling News. Arena trying to make AEW a permanent resident.
Oh my God!
According to the Winston-Salem Journal, the promoters of Joel Coliseum and AEW are aiming to make a significant impact as mainstream professional wrestling returns to the Winston-Salem area this Wednesday. Their shared objective is to establish the Coliseum as a regular venue for AEW's live televised events, potentially paving the way for a profitable pay-per-view event in the future. We will have to wait and see whether AEW will end up securing a long-term deal with Joel Coliseum, similar to what they managed to get for Arlington, Texas, as fans want AEW to succeed. WWE does not support former champion's remarks, lands himself in controversy.
That's fucking stupid.
Logan Paul lost the U.S. title to LA Knight at SummerSlam this year, and the title drop came days after the Maverick erupted in controversy online. It's important to note that the title change had nothing to do with Paul's tweet, but WWE wants no part in that narrative. At the 2024 Olympic Games, Algeria's Amani Khalif secured a quick victory over Italy's Angela Carini, who quit the match after just 46 seconds. There has been controversy and scrutiny over Khalif's eligibility due to her gender and failing a gender eligibility test at the 2023 World Championships. Logan Paul didn't mince words when discussing the boxing match controversy. He then doubled down on those comments in bold fashion. Quote, "This is the purest form of evil unfolding right before your eyes. A biological man was allowed to beat up a woman on a global stage, crushing her life's dream while fighting for her deceased father. This delusion must end. No news on or if WWE will try to discipline Paul for the controversial remarks, other than WWE saying it does not share those same views and has distanced themselves from Logan Paul." Former WCW fan favorite inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
You what?
Steve Mongo McMichael received a huge honor from outside the pro wrestling world, as McMichael is now a member of the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. Steve McMichael, joined by fellow Chicago Bears as part of Canton's Hall of Fame class of 2024. Due to his battle with Lou Gehrig's disease, the NFL legend turned pro wrestler was unable to physically be at the ceremony, but was viewed via satellite and video. Our hearts and thoughts go out to Steve Mongo McMichael as he recovers from Lou Gehrig's disease, and we congratulate him on finally being inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. AEW announces 2 huge Dynamite episodes for the upcoming fall season.
You what?
AEW's 5th anniversary and Title Tuesday events have recently been announced by AEW. The 5th anniversary show will take place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on Wednesday, October 2nd, just 1 week after the company's Grand Slam event in Queens, New York. This year's Title Tuesday edition of Dynamite is set for 1 week later on Tuesday, October 8th in Spokane, Washington. This is due to Major League Baseball's playoffs that will be taking place on TBS. That episode will act as the go-home show for that Saturday's Wrestle Dream in Tacoma, Washington on October 12th. There will be no episode of AEW Collision that Saturday. WWE inks new long-term deal with iconic commentator and voice of WWE.
Oh my God!
Don't expect to see Michael Cole leave WWE anytime soon, as he has just signed a new deal with the company. Brian Curtis of The Ringer reported that Cole penned a fresh contract in the spring, which will keep him with the company for the foreseeable future. However, the terms and conditions of the contract were not mentioned at the time of the signing or at the time of this broadcast. It was back in 1997 that Cole joined WWE, and he is still going strong. He started doing backstage interviews at the time during the Attitude Era. In the next couple of years, he became a play-by-play commentator and served on SmackDown in the 2000s. Over the years, he has cemented his legendary status as the quote-unquote voice of WWE. That is the end of round 2 and the conclusion of pro wrestling news. Without any hesitation, we are going to move right into our 3rd round, title matches. However, warning, this next segment may contain spoilers for your favorite promotions and pay-per-views, including results from NXT's Great American Bash, WWE's SummerSlam 2024, AEW, Ring of Honor, TNA, MLW, DEFY, Progress, GCW, AAA, CMLL, New Japan, All Japan, Stardom, Pro Wrestling Noah, RevPro, etc., etc. Gotta be quick. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Unholy Union, defeated the Meta-4 to retain the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. NXT Heritage Cup Champion Tony D'Angelo defeated Tavian Heights to retain the NXT Heritage Cup Championship. NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez defeated Thea Hale to retain the NXT Women's Championship. Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Champions Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs defeated Iron Savages to retain the Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Championships. CMLL National Light Heavyweight Champion Esfinge defeated El Valiente, to retain the CMLL National Light Heavyweight Championship. AEW American/International Champion MJF defeated Templario to retain the AEW American/International Championship. AAA Latin American Champion Octagon Jr. defeated Taurus, Belcagor, and Drago to retain the AAA Latin American Championship. TNA World Champion Nick Nemeth versus Josh Alexander goes to a 30-minute time limit draw. TNA World Champion Nick Nemeth retains the championship. WWE Women's World Champion Liv Morgan defeated Rhea Ripley to retain the WWE Women's World Championship. Braun Breaker defeated WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn to become the new WWE Intercontinental Champion. LA Knight defeated WWE United States Champion Logan Paul to become the new WWE United States Champion. Nia Jax, defeated WWE Women's Champion Bayley to become the new WWE Women's Champion. Gunther defeated WWE World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest to become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes defeated Solo Sikoa to retain the WWE Undisputed Championship. GCW Extreme Champion Maki Ito defeated John Wayne Murdoch to retain the GCW Extreme Championship. GCW World Champion Blake Christian defeated Masha Slamovich to retain the GCW World Championship. GCW Extreme Champion Maki Ito defeated Ali Catch to retain the GCW Extreme Championship. NWA World Television Champion Max the Impaler versus Ella Envy went to a time limit draw. NWA World Television Champion Max the Impaler retains the championship. And Daisy Kill and Talos defeated the Fixers to win the vacant NWA United States Tag Team titles. That is the end of round 3 and the title match results from this past week or weekend. In case you missed the results from SummerSlam or the Great American Bash or any other promotion that you follow, please listen to round 2 wrestling again and round 3 in particular to hear whether or not your favorite champion retained or if a new champion was crowned. We are at the end of round 2 wrestling, and we will conclude with a fan and producer favorite, round 4, Did You Know? Did you know are little bits of information and facts about the wrestling world you may or may not have known about. You gotta love the bell. Did you know Peter Polacco paid fellow ECW wrestler Belvis Wesley $150 to obtain the naming rights of Justin Credible? It was Wesley who came up with the wrestling name but decided not to use it for himself. And did you know Outback Jack was an Australian wrestler that was briefly with the WWF from 1986 until 1988? Outback Jack holds the distinction of having the lowest selling item of merchandise in WWF/WWE history. An autographed boomerang that only had 300 units sold was Outback Jack's claim to fame. And did you know Logan Paul is the third longest reigning U.S. champion in WWE history, and the seventh longest U.S. title reign overall between the NWA, WCW, and WWE. In that time, he defended the title 3 times. Thank you for tuning in.